All right, there's Sylvia.
Do you know your vitex is starting to get little? Looks like they're going to bloom soon. They're little like buds.
I've got some I didn't sell. They're out in my field about that tall. I'll have to dig them up this winter.
Two against a fence that are about almost that tall, and then I've got two in pots.
Let me get over here so I can video this better.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Could turn one off, quiet it down a little bit.
First, got tired of zippers, and I made some of the details. One regular salt, one is ventilated. $5.50. So there's four of the most. We got medium, large, and extra large. We're talking here about the royal mites. We have the test kit and the oxalic drip. We'll talk about those as we go. We'll talk a little bit. I've been filling the queens, and these queens for commercial beekeeping back in the 70s. Youngest folks want the yard and my covered land. But beekeeping is a lot more difficult now with the royal mites. Beetles are a problem, true enough. You can deal with it. And they don't bring in all the viruses. Now, for the last several years, I've become really fanatical about controlling the royal mites. They not only affect the growth and the health of the hive, even at low levels. Yeah, they're doing okay, but they're not as vigorous as they need to be. And it affects our queens. How many of you have bought queens and had the hive supersede in 2 or 3 months? That happened to anybody? It happens to our club pretty regularly. So we have to work to keep our hives strong and healthy. Need to test for the royal mites 3 or 4 times a year. And the alcohol wash is the most accurate test because I tried all the rest of them, mite drop and sugar rose, and my hives were still struggling, some of them. Couple of PhDs at a conference like that. The royal mites, you've got to do alcohol wash if you want. Went home and sure enough, my hives that were slow were loaded with mites. So, and they will tell you the standard recommendation is 2%. And I'm going to 1%. Even the low level of mites, and the reason we're able to do that is they approved oxalic acid in the United States last year, I believe. They used it for years in Europe, and it's gentle on the bees, and it works on the mites. So you can afford to treat it. And you can use it when honey supers are on. So that's pretty neat. alcohol wash. Now, they say to rotate that one. I don't use hard. I don't want hard in my eyes. We've got to keep our bees healthy, or we're going to have trouble raising queens. That's how it is. We're going to have trouble raising bees. Hive beetles, of course, I'm biased, but I recommend the Freeman beetle trap, of course. All right. And what we're gonna quickly go through this, and then one of the volunteers will get us some larvae, and the rest of it will be practice.
No bees.
One of the problems you run into raising queens, which larva do I get? Now grafting, you know, we go in there and we pick the little larva up and move it over. And like I said to Danny, even when I was doing it, I'd kill a bunch of them. I'd roll them up, you know, because you really need a young lady to do grafting. There's just better at it. I never walked. But, well, before you even try to raise queens, you need to spend 15-20 minutes. Go to your hive, get your frame with eggs, teeny tiny larvae. You may need a magnifying glass. You can see the white spot, that's an egg. You need to look until you identify eggs. This one, now it's less than 3 days old. They'll tell you you can raise a queen from 3 days old, and you'll see tomorrow night why that's not really a good idea. You want to look for this one. See, it hadn't closed up to this C shape yet. It's still about 12 hours old, and there's reason. Now that was probably the right size, but if you know, there's no royal jelly. She ain't gonna do good. It'll take 15-20 minutes looking, and it won't take you that long. Yeah, okay, I'd see the difference, and you'll know to get the right size. Now that is if you're going to do self-launch. We're going to show you methods tomorrow night that you don't even, you let the bees pick out the larvae. Now I told you on grafting, you pick the little worm up and move it. This is our self-punch tool. Originated in Australia. Why in the world we didn't have this 50 years ago, I don't know. But instead of picking the larvae, you just punch the whole cell all the way through. You don't booger up the larvae, and just as important, you don't disturb the royal genic food. You know, when you graft it, and a lot of them, they'll dilute it with distilled water or whatever. That cannot be as good as royal genic. So if we do this, and remove the whole cell, little larvae don't even know it's moving. And I like that. Alright, let's see, so we got this thing. Now cell bases are these little wood chips. If you graft, you put cell bases and little queen cups on here. What we're doing, we put a little wax on here and stick it. And we're going to put and that's all it is. I take a little piece of paneling and cut 1-inch squares. And you get a sack full of them in kit. And we'll see here in a few minutes where we set the cell right on top of it. So we have the cell bar frame. We have the cell bar. We have the cell base. And then we're going to heat some wax water. We're going to do it in one pot and a hot plate. Now, what I'm going to do is show you a little video so you'll see what we're doing, and then we'll back up and go through it, and then we'll go get some frame. Now, oh, automatic, good, that's good. These were two 80-year-old men that come by and play with me every now and then, and they wanted to try that. And you can see he's not real steady. You'll also see he's done a fine job.
Do you
heat? Do it, anybody.
Do you heat up your tool at all?
Sorry?
Is the tool heated up at all before they do that?
Yes.
Okay.
That water.
Okay.
It'll show you all that. We keep it in the hot water now. But you see, now we didn't have any larvae in there. He just wanted to see if we could punch them out. We got the wax on it. I don't think we even had cell bars in there. But yeah, we did. Now, see that has not been damaged at all. Which is the reason for doing this. We don't have a ground. I think that was all right.
Yep.
All right, you see what we're doing. Cell bases we've talked about. So this, we'll drop the wax on it, and that's how it's stuck on there. This is our tool. Got a little bit of curve to it so you can see the very larva you want, set it on there. That one doesn't have a larva, but you can see it centered. And it's going to put a bunch of holes in your. Now you have to have wax foundation to do this.
What's wrong with plastic?
Well, if you can get this sharp enough, you probably
Hot enough.
on the wax, I generally put my hand behind it, kind of support, so I can push it. But if this thing is warm enough, it'll slide right on through.
Are you taking through your holes in the plastic before they start drawing comb?
There you go.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Drill your holes through the plastic before they draw it out.
Oh,
Then you can do it.
yeah. All right. Now this one, we're just taking it out. Let's see what's the next. Yeah, there we go. Now if you look, see, because this thing goes all the way through your comb. We got a mid-rib, so you know larva's up here. You got plenty of just wax to handle the thing without disturbing that larva at all. Put your lumpy wax in there. That's a different cell, but anyhow. Now, I didn't get a good puddle on that, but you get the idea. Now, we got room for 15 on here. You can put 30 if you put both bars on there. I recommend you start with 10. Then queen cells. Keep in mind when you're going to start cells or whatever method, when the queen cell matures, the queens are ready to emerge. You got to put them somewhere. If you're going to make nukes, you need at least 2 frames of bees are at queen cell. And we'll cover maybe new. Now tomorrow night, we're going to start from these type of meetings. I have learned a lot of what beginner beekeepers need to know, and for that matter, some of us older beekeepers need to know to successfully raise queens. There's a lot of preparation we need to go through, and then the actual queen rearing, there's not much to it. Okay, that was it. All right.
Get started.
That's just,
Hold this mic.
yeah.
No, don't drop it.
You'll get our lights back on real low.
Take you a minute to get up there and I'll get them.
Yeah, I encourage you strongly to come tomorrow night. That's when we're going to get the basics of how to get it all started. And we probably won't even get, probably the best I'll do is show you the video on the cell punch.
Aha, I never thought of that.
Shake them again, just to see. That will tell you if you're shaking long enough. Okay?
So after they sober up, do they fly away?
No,
I like the, that's a paint filter, isn't it? Is that what that is? Is that a paint filter?
This here?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
yeah.
you put it over the top.
I never thought about that.
You get, the alcohol goes through and then your mites are left on top.
Works better than a paper towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put them on this thing.
Yeah.
They're right there.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Good idea.
You need to dump your alcohol back in there and save your
Yeah.
job for the next time.
I know, because if you're doing like 15, 20 hives, you'll go through some alcohol. Yeah, so y'all do that so quick that you don't much worry about a wet towel over it, humidity, much like that, because you're doing it
His
pretty
shop
quick.
set up, like I said, it's literally
Yeah.
here at the end of that pallet right there.
Yeah,
He goes out the back door. When he comes in, I say, all right, everything's set up. Let's go. You ready? He said, wait, no, you.
yeah.
Come on, let's go get him. I go out there, pull the frame out. I come back in, so all right, let's go. I'll sit down. I start and I'll punch it.
Now, when he takes the bees off of that
You're
frame,
good, go.
does he shake it?
No, no, sir.
Does he brush?
Brush all these bees off this one because we don't want to disturb any of these larvae.
I'm right there with you. Because I have moved frames, you know, to queenless things to raise their own queens, and I'm real gentle with that frame not to be bouncing it and rolling.
There's one that ain't got much stuff on it. said, if you just want to make it ready to merge,
Yep.
you just stick them in there,
Yep.
close them, put tape over this, put a couple beads in there with it, tape.
Yep.
You can lay that in the bottom of a hive. You can have 5 or 6 of these in the bottom of a hive. Every couple of days, you just stick your finger in the honey. They'll eat off of that.
Yep.
And them 2 to 3 that you put in there with them will keep her clean and keep her calm down, stuff like that. Now, if you want to introduce this to a hive, what you have, instead of having that taped off, you just have that packed full of queen candy or a little bit of wax. You set it in there. When you set it in there, you've got that enclosed. And in 3 days, she'll chew her way through that. She'll merge herself. But by then, her pheromone is going to come out enough that they're okay with it and they will accept it.
I like the requeening ideal to take care of mites, to help control mites. So y'all pretty much say take the queen out and do y'all let them go through a 21-day cycle before you requeen it?
I pulled the queen out that was either too old, was laying real spotty, or
Yeah, like those.
we knew it was 2 or 3 days old, or 2 or 3 years old. Pull them out. She's not gonna make it. Drop her in our little solution, put the lid on it. Next to this new queen,
Right away.
drop her in the bottom. But we'll have this one packed full of queen candy.
Yep.
Put that in the bottom. In a couple of days, she'll chew her way out. She's ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, those other guys, they pulled the queen out and let it sit there 4 days, pulled all the queen cells out, then introduced the queen.
Well, see, that was still her. They're going to come out and merge anyway.
Yeah.
She's going to start laying, so in 21 days to 3 weeks, they're gone.
Yeah.
She's going to start her own
Yep.
bloodline, as you call it.
Yep.
So after 21 days to 3 weeks, they're gone anyway. It
I-
keeps you from having to wait 4 days to not have a queen that's already laid.
Yeah.
That's 4 days.
See, I got some hives.
That you're not going to have.
I got some hives that are doing spotty like that, like what we were seeing. But then I got some nukes that I've moved into hives to sell. And man, she's laying like crazy. And I'm thinking, man, I want to pull some eggs out of that before I let her go. Because she is doing outstanding.
Let me talk about this for a minute. We're going to introduce a queen, you know, we want to look at queen. There's not much, and it's, you know, I used to use Kalo syrup, the clear Kalo syrup, and powdered sugar. I didn't see any real adverse, you know. Corn syrup is not the best. Powdered sugar's got starch in it. They'll give them a headache. Yeah. What I do now, I'm on blender, just on the shop. Put the sugar in it, turn this thing on high speed for a couple of minutes, and you got powdered sugar. No starch, just the sugar. Cook up a cupful of 2 to 1 sugar syrup. Then you mix it up. You knead it, you know, let it sit overnight. But anyhow, then you've got good stuff. Doesn't have any starch or whatever.
Good. I like that.
It's a lot of detail, and that's what we're going to run into.
Yeah.
Details. And it's all going to be swarming now.
Yeah.
Until we get to a little cabin. Then we'll see. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay. And you've only got 6 steps. Now you got preparation. Preparation is critical. If you want to be consistently successful at raising good women, and by good I just mean fat, robust.
Yeah.
You know, be mean at the dickens. You have to pick out your queen mother.
Well, I've been moving some frames around and putting into queenless hive, and I just did a customer, and he raised some queen cells that are about that long, and then I went in there and there was one good sized queen cell.
Bingo.
And so I said, hey, we're learning here. Let's rip one of these small ones open. We ripped it open and it was just royal jelly. Didn't even see a large, like they were just storing royal jelly. And
I mean, when they started that sale, they went ahead and fed it, expecting her to put a larva in there, and she didn't. They don't know no better. After a couple days, they're just gonna get it.
yeah. Yeah, because he had one that was going real good, and I said, dude, don't bash that one. Be very careful. Because I think that might be the...
real sensitive.
Yeah.
When you get to that point, if you drop them or
Yeah.
smash them, even a little bit, you're like, well, that may not be enough. You
Well,
almost consider her dead.
you know, I see guys on day 10 taking those and putting them into the hive after their cat.
What now?
On day 10, popping those off and putting them in the hives. They're queenless hives.
Yeah.
But I also see, and boy, they're real delicate with them, you know, as they're moving. And I see other guys take them off, just throw them on a table. You don't have to be delicate with these. I'm like, boy, I'd be delicate with it.
All right, let's talk about the development of the cell. Actually, they're not as delicate. The larva is not the first 50 days.
Because it's sitting in the jelly and be kind of hard for it to...
No, I'm talking about after the cap.
Oh, okay.
See, when they cap, then you've got 7 or 8 days before they emerge. If you've got a queenless hive, you can take, after it's capped, tomorrow, the next day, you can take that brood in the queenless hive. But it's going to be several days
Yep.
before she emerges. And down here at the 10th day, she's beautiful. Her wings are the last thing to develop. She's a little bird, a dark bird. You like it, the booger wing. She can't fly, she can't make it. She's useless.
Yep, you'll see her in there running around, but she ain't gonna do nothing.
Yep. I saw the video. This was a commercial queen producer. And they were real proud of him. And he come into a metal table and had him a coffee can full of queen cells.
That's probably the same one I saw, and I was like, what?
You don't want to buy queens anymore.
Yeah.
That was some years ago. Hopefully they learn better now.
So in August, you're doing queen replacements in your hive to help
Well,
young
the
queens.
raising queens don't want to come on.
Yeah.
Last week of August, first week of September. And we're also going to be doing mite treatment.
And you do the acid, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
I've never even used that. How is it? Is it cardboard? Or is it a smoker? Or how does that work?
the acid.
Yeah. Is it that little handle thing you hook up the car battery? Is it
Yeah, that's
vaporizer?
a vaporizer.
Did y'all buy one of those? No. I know we have one guy in the club that's got one of them. He's an Oklahomian.
What we have here is a dribble. You can make it a liquid solution. And you dribble it on with a syringe. Now, we have some heaters. When we get home, we're going to be working on the vaporizer.
So this is the way y'all apply your...
This is what we're doing now.
Can you show us how that works? Or?
So,
I know how syringe works.
okay. So, I've already told a couple people, you can buy one that's real pretty, and they give you enough acid to treat one box
Yeah.
for the same price. And I was going to calculate it up. You can treat 50 to 75 boxes.
Well, what's in there?
Like oxalic acid,
Oxalic acid.
commonly known as wood
Okay.
bleach.
Wood bleach.
All right, we make an aluminum, stainless, I guess even Pyrex container, and we put 3 cups distilled water. And you use tap water, but if you have to have hard tap water, it's cloudy, coagulated. Doesn't do good. Just get you just distilled water. With 3 cups of it. Heat it to about 150 degrees. Then you take this thing and you spoon into that. Now, standard recipes, this has to be weighed by grams. How many people have a scale that weighs in grams?
Yeah, but you see, then everybody breaks it up.
So I say, where y'all growing?
It's a house, you'll have to go buy this.
Because
buy that.
Mine's to measure dyes for candles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
What is 100 for the gram?
I converted all the numbers and everything. That much was for me. So we put it in there and we just lightly press until this thing is even with your paint line. And my recipe, they got 3 recipes: hot, medium, and weak. Hot is a little hard on the larva. Weak begins to lose a little bit of effectiveness, but not much. I've done all the conversions, and my recipe is halfway between weak and medium. That way, if I get it a little strong, I'm still at medium. If I get it a little weak, I'm still at weak. So it still works. And it doesn't have to be for the brand. That's what we use. We just lightly press. You don't want to flash hard to the paint line.
Don't want to make it block.
And we got our distilled water, roughly 150 degrees. You don't want it boiling. Stir it with a wood stick till it's clear. I don't know if I mentioned, but you put 3 cups of distilled water.
Okay, yep.
If we do that, put this in, it clears up. We put 3 cups of granulated sugar. And you drink. Let it cool to room temperature. Put a container suitable for kicking around in the bee yard. Pull a syringe up. And you'll need to practice with this. It doesn't take much. When I first started, I said, Lord, because I'm all for it. But you want 5 cc's. Like you can set your box here, and in between each frame is where the bees are. And you want to put it directly on the bees.
That's the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah, never seen it. But you'll practice a little bit, and I promise you can do 5 cc's. Need some. How you do each bunch. The other is standard instructions every 7 days.
Yeah.
We do it on 5 days. And there's reasons for all that. What you're going to do, most of your rural mites, 70%, some say 75%, are in the cap brood. This stuff will continue killing mites for about 4 days. So on the 5th day, I give them another shot. Now we'll have a whole kit for sale for $60. you only want to raise a few, all you're gonna need is a book. You've been bee keeping a while, and you want to raise quite a few. The book with the cell phone. The rest of it is that and cell phone.
You get the tool in the
Sorry?
book for $20.
Sorry?
Tool in the book for 20.
Each.
Oh, each.
Yes.
Okay.
The rest of it is 20. For the book, there are a lot of queen rearing books on the market. Apparently they're missing something. Or y'all would have already read them and be raising your own queens.
Well, tell me, you raise so many queens like that, you're going to have some way to get rid of them. A little small beekeeper with little 3 or 4 hives, I can see that would work tremendously for getting you a new queen started and getting you a queen back in that hive that you do not have one. But when you make 10 cells, you're going to have 10 different. Well, you're going to have 10 different queens in there. You're going to have to.
Oh, you have to move those.
You're going to have to move them.
That's what it says.
I really, all I need is one cell for a queen to replace that queen that I've lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a small operation. It's just a hobby for me.
That's right.
But I like your tool, and I like how you've done that.
This is raised, real queen, cell move.
But I went into a hive and I came out with five or six queens out of that hive that already hatched.
Yeah.
What do I do? You got to have some place to go with those, or
This hive that you got. If you want to increase,
yeah.
you place 2 frames. Fine. Apparently you have the virgin in there. Make her with a gauge and put her in the middle.
Yeah.
They'll chew her out real
Yeah.
quick. Because it takes 10 days before she's ready to make it. They'll have her out. So you got a hive, 3 boxes. 2.
Yeah.
And he's got 4. Oh, let's see. Well, they all let you.
You could almost take one of those cells and put it in a hive that you don't have to clean, and they'll go ahead and phase that out for you.
I was looking, she may not be real good. You want that queen cell to see.
Yeah.
Then move.
Yeah.
You move it in, you like.
Yeah. You know, queens now that you buy, down to ship it in, that comes like $40, $50. Huh? Yeah.
I guarantee you, it will cost the paper cell $600.
Kelly,
And another thing, see, you got the queen cell.
This isn't really any faster though than moving a frame of brood with eggs if you just want to raise one queen, right?
Yeah, if you're just getting to requeen a hive and you just move it, yeah, that's,
This is really for somebody who wants like nukes and stuff like that.
or like in the case of, I don't know if you've ever heard us talk about the Channel 5 hive.
but on Channel 5 they had a hive up in an open
You
area.
have a couple that
And
you're
the fact that
raising.
they survived winters in that open area, as strong as the bees were, and as much honey as they
The
made,
genetics.
and we got the genetics, and it's in my yard, and it belongs to the club, but I'm just taking care of it. And so in this case, we
Is
could
there
do a
any
bunch
way
of.
we can buy? Are you going to do those queens over there?
At this point, I don't know, but I mean, if you want genetics from it, yeah, bring me a frame, and I'll give you a frame.
How would I bring it? I mean, I don't.
Just bring me a frame
Like
that I
put
can
it in a
replace.
new with.
No. Just bring me a frame that I can replace,
Oh, okay.
and I'll give you a frame of drawn
Okay.
brood and comb and everything.
I need to come out to where that is.
Yeah.
So you'll talk to tell me where that is.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do that.
Yeah, we'll discuss it more after here
Or tomorrow night.
tomorrow
you'll
night,
be there?
either or,
I'd
yeah.
love that. Okay, thank you. That's exciting. Wow. And they have done it more than 1 year. They think they've survived. Or
We
they
know of
last-
5 years.
Oh, no kidding.
Mhm.
Because like this last winter was mild, but before that it wasn't.
And we know of at least 5 years it was there,
That's amazing.
because it's been in my yard for about 2.
Okay. I think that's very exciting.
Yeah, when you get strong genetics and things going real well, and like right now, I've got 4 supers on it and probably need to add another one in about a week.
Really exciting. Okay, we'll talk about that. So I would need to like have enough, which I do, and then I would need to put it in one with but I don't-
Queenless hive. And you don't want them to have already drawn queen cells out, because they already got their job done.
Okay, so I could I take? Here's where I'm confused. Like let's say I take your thing and put it in a nook, and then I take brood frames. Would I do that? How would I know they would make a queen off of that and not the other one? Would I get that after a few days and destroy it?
Yes.
You can tell I still
And another thing that makes it a lot less
Sometimes it works, and then
Let's talk about this one. You know, in the springtime, everything's growing
And then come
and
get
a lot of
yours.
brood. And you go in there and you've got swarm cells.
Yes, what most
Yeah.
people do every day.
Who has seen swarm cells? Anybody?
lots of swarm cells.
Well, what are we gonna do? First thing is you look
I would actually bring the nook out and
And-
look at it, make sure I didn't get it all.
one or two of the swarm cells are sealed.
Yeah.
And you look, you don't feel queen, you don't feel egg. They've already left. They leave when they seal the cell. They don't wait on the queen. But yeah, I got swarm cells, but they're all over. And here's the queen.
And I could actually try to like
That whole hive, look at that blue, 25, 50 feet over here. You go back over here and you set you up a new hive, you bring a couple of things, now these bees over here, when these foragers leave, they go out and get their nectar, pollen. Where are they going to go home? They're going back over here. After 6 or 8 hours, all you feel for is over here. Well, you don't have as many bees over here now. You go through and you find that queen, you either move the whole frame or you pick her up.
I'll be a couple minutes.
Now,
All the good stuff is plastic. Some of
we
the
got the old queen and the old bees that were ready to swarm. But we took all their resources. They got very little honey. They got enough, you know, to get by. A lot of empty comb. You got to move already, school? Who knows what bee thinks?
That's true.
But they don't swarm. They act like a swarm. Now they'll get with it more. We'll start building. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you've got all these young bees with the eggs that we will all. We don't have a queen. We better raise a queen. All that does, because if you leave them alone and you got swarms that you can't, they'll tell you, oh, but you go through and cut the queen cells out. It ain't gonna work.
Then you cut them out, then all they start.
They start at least 2 weeks, if not a little more, getting ready to swarm. By the time they have swarm cells, they're hard-headed. You're just not going to work it. So,
You may go out there one day and you have your queen. Maybe have a full hive and then go back a couple days later and you say, well, I'll be checking these out again, and they might not be there. They already swarmed on you.
That's it. So all we're doing with this split, instead of having to go, if we could find it, get our swarm out of the pine tree for the right. We just saved our swarm.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to go get it.
That's right.
And now you got too high.
That's right.
All right, heat up our water and plus the wax.
What you need?
Where did the other rifle go?
He's out there in the hive.
Huh?
He's out there in the hive. That's what you need.
Well, we may get a little wax in it. Did we ever get a frame?
He's getting it now.
Oh, okay.
They was all on plastic, so he'd go back in and come out of back in.
Somebody told me y'all didn't use plastic anywhere. Everybody.
Well, they're training hives. We got a little bit of everything in it so we can show people it's compliant.
Excuse.
Our personal hives, no, we do not have.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to find those queens in those hives.
What?
Sometimes it's hard to find those queens in those hives.
I promise it is.
Yeah, you almost have to have a dot on her.
It's warming, it's warming up. It's taking a minute.
They're really?
I pour cold water in. Thank you. Come on, plug.
There we go.
Come on, blood.
Yeah, pie, hang on.
That's good. Kind of good experiment.
Pull that cardboard over and bend it half and half.
That's not really that well, was it?
Come on over.
Oh,
in there.
Gotta do it every time. Now you got to do it.
So you put the water in there just to make it like a double boiler. Right? Using a double boiler.
I put the water in there.
Oh, heat that up
Put
too.
that on the bottom in the water. Keep it hot. All right.
There you go, Papa. Here's your
Yeah. Pop these up over there. Let me go get. I got Now, they are in the cap groove for 12 days. So give them a shot. 5 days. That's 1. That's 2. 3. And that's 10 days. But it keeps killing for another 2 days. All the mites come out of the groove. Now, if I wait 7 days, we'll quit working here. I got 3 days for mites crawling out, but I ain't killing. How do they work? They come up with something. It
And-
may be I spend too much time.
I've never even seen that stuff. Is it powder or is it salve like looking stuff? Or?
It's a powder stuff.
Okay.
Boric acid powder.
It's been well effective.
We'll use it on every one of our hives. I promise you. I do.
It of course, I made Michael do all the work anyway.
How much is that, you know?
I'm getting too old to do
What you
it.
give that?
15. No, this one's 20. But like I say,
You're going to have some tomorrow night we can all look at?
we got them now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got this one.
Yeah,
I
we
got-
already have tomorrow night.
I
See
didn't-
what that does is, that right there, you can do 50 or 60 hides with that. When you figure that up, for what you get for that, you're only spending 15, 20 cents per hive. If you buy that vapor,
Yeah.
50, 60 bucks, acid, and then you got to sit there and come out the exact amount, smoke it for so long, and you either got to have 110 or 220 or 12 volts there.
Yeah.
You do it like this, you dribble it on, you come back 5 days, dribble it on, come back 5 days, dribble it on. It took you 10 minutes.
And you could do this with honey supers on.
Yes, and it does not bother the honey at all.
Are you mainly, when you do the squirting, are you mainly just doing it in the brood chamber though? Or are you doing it in
I
honey
do,
all the
if there's 3
way?
boxes, I do all 3 boxes.
We do every last one of them.
And you start doing this in late August about then or September?
You do it whenever you think you got the mic.
Oh, I don't have any mites.
No, I've got it.
Yeah, that's what the other kid's for.
We don't have no mites around here.
I don't know if I put it in the book or not, but what we're doing is like 4 times a year.
Yeah.
We catch them one day in December. Typically, there'll be very little seal brood. Well, most of the mites in there are theoretic. They're on beads.
Yeah.
Michael goes, we don't do the one shot, one drop. That's not so much. January, February, and in March, you're getting brood. You're getting mites.
Yeah.
You're doing again. April, May, and June. We want to hit them in June before that summer explosion of mites. July, August, and September. We want to do them in September. We're knocking mites out before you start raising the fall babies. This fall brood, they've got to go through all the winter.
Yeah.
And if they've been chewed on by the mites, they're not good in health.
Yeah, we started this training hive program out here with the intent to buy some hives, and we started getting with the intent to purchase some hives. And right away we had somebody donate one, and then we caught a couple of swarms, and then we had another guy donate one. He goes, I've had this hive 2 years, never done anything with it. It's a Boy Scout thing, and the parents are scared of it. Y'all can have it. Oh, I'll come get it. Well, the bee inspector inspected it. We moved it here. We did a mite count on it, and it was 80.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we did some fogging on it. We fogged it 2 or 3 times, and got late into the summer. We did another mite count on it, and it was still like 80. And during the winter, it absconded and left. So I'm a firm believer in getting your mites under control. I was going to try to just do it just by changing queens.
I prefer this method. He would prefer the vapor.
Yeah.
But me, we got hives all around the county.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to pull it out
Yeah, squirt, squirt.
versus try to get out, separate all of them, run electricity from the truck out there or carry a battery out there.
Do y'all
Come around,
do?
fella.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to do all that. This just easy for me to grab it and walk out there.
Do y'all do any powdered sugar shaking at all?
Not much. We have.
Yeah.
It's just not effective.
We got
Now,
that.
I'll tell you what we do with powdered sugar. This has been several years ago, and this is on hive beetles. I wanted, we use powdered sugar to make more mites drop off, get an idea of how many we had. Of course, that wasn't accurate. But you was one saying that done the powdered sugar and then come back
Yeah.
with alcohol.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, right in the same meeting. I mean, right there, right in front of us, did it.
But anyhow, we were putting powdered sugar. And we already had our Freeman beetle trap. Every time we do powdered sugar, we get a tray full of beetles. So we set up 5 or 6 hives, and we done different stuff to them. Come to find out, I got a video on the website. Powdered sugar irritates honeybees.
Oh, yeah.
They do not want it on them. And they get mad and they fuck and they chase beetles. And they chase me and the dog. So if I find a hive when I raise the lid and I got beetles, well, actually I don't use powdered sugar. What you want to do is make the bees mad. So I'm out there, okay, I got it. Now we're reaching for powdered sugar and mama cow. You got to go see what mama wants. I just put the lid on it, there was a board laying there. And I whooped that hide. Wham! Of course they got the fly and I took off. I got two with my wife. Trade for the bees. You have to irritate the bees. See, son, if you got gentle bees, they won't chase those beetles as vigorously as they need to. Stir them up, make them mad. For whatever reason, this year we've not had anywhere near as many beetles.
Yeah, I hadn't had much trouble with them yet. We'll see what July brings.
I
But
had one hive 6 weeks ago that got beetles and cleaned them out and didn't have much trouble since. Now we didn't bring but like 6 of these wash kits and patch kits.
About the
Got them in
books.
the truck.
bring.
Did you bring books?
Ma'am?
Did you bring some books? Your books.
You don't get books.
Oh yeah, we got books.
All right.
Yeah. Bring the books in.
I did not bring them in. I can go get them.
You'll go get the books.
Well-
if you don't get anything, we really need the alcohol water
Yeah.
and you need the book.
Our
Now you're going to learn a lot about beekeeping, even if you don't raise queens.
usually we have about 60 to 80 people, sometimes 100 at our meeting. So, just letting you know. Just letting you know, there'll be quite a few people there tomorrow night.
Well,
Yeah, I told him we're grew since
Yeah.
Jane Lynn.
Was that wax?
Yeah.
yeah, my printer messed up, I think. We got 20 queen kits complete and 5 spare books.
Okay.
I have no idea how many people can buy what.
Well, hopefully we'll buy you out.
You need to buy some jackets too.
That way,
Yeah,
Probably.
we could do that. Put it in the library.
I did get stung. So I didn't get stung.
Didn't?
No. It's about as cool as mine, but wasn't near as heavy.
Yeah.
For sure.
You wasn't?
So it was as cool as my ventilator suit, but it wasn't near as heavy as mine. Other one.
Yeah, he took one of our ventilated suits when he put his frames back in the hive. See, because it's thin. Now your ventilated jackets on the market now, they're thick and heavy. Like
Yeah.
you said, when you sweat, then that's what the weight for around. With that material, it's slick.
Yeah.
And I bet I hadn't been stung twice, and I've been
Yeah.
wearing them 3 or 4 years.
I have been stung through my gloves. Or
Oh,
I've been stung
yeah.
through my suit.
Yep. There, I hadn't found nothing that's.
I don't get
Who
stung
wants
from
the
my
book?
gloves. I get stung from my shoes.
I got some perfect one right here. Perfect. I can see it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can pass them flying around and let them look.
Yeah. 7:30 this morning.
They don't get extra crazy that early in the morning.
They don't like weed eaters at 7:30 in the morning. Better do that in the middle of the day. Yeah. I mean, sun's been up an hour.
Also don't want to do it when it's raining because like
You kill one or two maybe.
everybody's home.
Hey, Shana. Howdy. You must have been standing behind me. I didn't know you were here.
get over there. Start on the other end, let 'em. I'm gonna go get my little flower.
Yeah, the first one I pulled out was full of plastic. I was like, ugh. It was a good one too.
She's kind of spotty on this one, ain't she?
She is. She's laying up more in the second one. It's kind of honey bound. I need to get the honey out of it. Might be loaded with mites too. These hives don't get a lot of TLC.
Lava right in there with it. See it?
Not real well, but yeah. I mean, I don't.
Wait, I gotta get it filled with the.
Just right.
I gotta get the magnifying glass. Go ahead, do that
Okay,
again.
my demagnifying glass. I mean, that's the important part.
Well, remember too, those cells are planted down, and you're looking like this, so look kind of down on that cell a little bit. A lot of people try to look up, and they look down on it.
Yeah, I used to use a larva.
You know what you're looking for? You can see some of them in here. They're all spotty, but anywhere that's real white, see the little larva inside it, that whitish. You look, white spot. If you look right inside that white spot, you'll see a little bitty larva. Little bitty teeny, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to be
He's
That's
like-
where I'm confused because I knew there was a Jerry farm,
Yeah.
and I knew he's not a Jerry.
No. Jerry and them live over in Oklahoma.
Right. And I knew
Jerry and
I
Darla.
know who Jerry is now, but I thought, why can I not think of his name? It's mine.
I just
I'll
picked
never
up
forget it
my.
now. That's
I just picked up my water and took a drink of it. I think it's that one right there in the corner because mine was full.
okay.
That's where the camera was. So.
Well, togetherness.
Who's the lady he's talking to right now? Right here.
Oh, the blonde?
Oh, the one he's talking to right
Oh,
now?
there, I do not know.
Yeah.
And I know Vicky, I recognize
Yeah.
Vicky, but I don't know the blonde lady.
That's Betty Ford.
Really? She met Rebecca?
I knew this year.
Okay. And I don't know.
Who?
You know, sometimes I
Her?
think we should all wear name tags.
She's with him. That's his daughter. They live in Alma. I don't remember their name, but they.
Oh, is it long gray girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's with the guy in the red shirt. Will it be now? Couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure. A long last name.
They live in Alma. Caught several swarms this year. They're getting into it.
Well, I'm still kicking myself for losing those two big swarms that I thought should be grateful for my new boxes.
I'm telling you, I've hauled a swarm home, dumped in the bucket, ran back to hive town to catch another one, come back and went to go dump, and I had like 12 hives lined up ready for swarms. And I'm like, didn't I just put a swarm in this one? And I dumped one in there and went to town to catch another one, came back and it was gone too. And I said, that box is out of commission. Yeah, I'm going, that's why I will go catch a swarm. That's easy.
I'll never do it again without a queen excluder.
But I won't go spend 4 hours trying to get a swarm out of a tree.
Well,
I don't care how big it is.
It's like the one, I stayed there and waited till they were all in, and I had to talk to the mother-in-law for an hour, which was pleasant.
I'll get my water.
Okay, who wants to punch first?
Come on, Betty Ford. Somebody get up there.
We're just playing this afternoon.
Yeah, I used to go over to Joe's and spend hours catching swarms, and he wanted them put inside of a hive, so I'd spend that, and then I'd drive back over there the next day.
They'd be gone.
And well, no, they would be there because he did the queen excluder across the door.
Okay.
And I'd have to go back the next day or two and pick them up. And, you know, it was a several hour event.
I know.
Now I just walk over with a bucket and go drop, take them
Yeah.
home.
Let's see. I hear you.
Yeah, you saw on the Facebook page where Mike Mahar had me go over and get those bees out of that building.
God, they look huge.
That's 2.5 gallons.
I've never seen, I can imagine.
I had to put them in 3 different buckets so they wouldn't get too hot.
That's amazing. Like that.
Mike, it's unplugged.
No, he's talking to you, not me.
It's unplugged.
Would you put them in like 2 brood boxes immediately or something? I mean,
No, actually, I put them in. It was a deep. I put it in a deep with plenty of room and some drawn out. Yeah, because I don't know.
Just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
And y'all can't come back here if you want.
Now what that purpose is, when it comes to you have all your queen cells on here, just before they hatch, you have to take this off. You take that off, set it between 2 frames, and you match the frame together, you still got that one there. If you staple them together, you're going to tear it apart, and you're going to take it off.
You don't need a light, do you?
I don't. You get it hot, you find your larva.
Oh, and you kind of twist it as you go through.
Thank you. What you're going to have is, be shaking like a leaf. This back here, you can actually grab it. You're still going to have your larva down in here. If I can see the larva still in there.
And you didn't disturb her.
I didn't disturb it, that's right.
Hadn't been disturbed at all.
Kind of mash it over a little bit. Put you a little bit on that frame. Stick it to it. I've done it a time or two. Give a little extra around it. And it ain't got to be pretty. Now when you stick it in there, you're going to stick it in that frame. It's going to be just like that. Right there. You look, you still have not, you can't turn it off. All her roller is still there. When you grab, you're going to reserve all that. And you're not going to have all the good protein.
Now, you can see though why commercial queen producers don't do this. It takes too much time for them. But we're not going to raise 10,000 queens. You know, you could raise 200 or 300. And you don't have to see real good. You don't have to do
Get the fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Oh, my turn now?
Yeah, good on that.
Yeah. I imagine one of those magnifying glass things with a light on it would help me out a lot.
The thing about that is I saw the light bouncing off my magnifying glass. Light under the glass.
You gonna put that spoon back in the drawer when you get done?
Is that where it came from?
I don't know.
I don't care. And you're never gonna get washed anyway.
Put the outgoing you want. You see, we put half water and half wax. And the tube is down in the water. And it stays hot. Okay, somebody has already.
Look at that fancy little thing.
Help me out on this.
It don't matter what size.
Oh, it don't? Okay.
No, we're just playing today.
Okay, okay.
I didn't put batteries in.
Well,
Hey, but they.
If
They
he-
can still use it.
if he had a good helper,
Yes. Put it.
Can't think of everything.
There you go.
write that down right now,
I
battery.
got all this of it though.
Go ahead and push.
You might be hitting a wire.
Just twist
I
it.
hit a wire, didn't I?
No, you got it.
Yeah, I did. I got a wire.
Yeah. Okay, go for another one.
Skip the wire foundation.
Wire must be
Yeah.
crossways too.
Mm. Nope, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, these are going to fix all the damage you do here.
That's right. They'll fix that in 3 or 4 days. You won't even know you've done it.
Let's take your stuff off. Yeah, put this back in.
Yeah.
Blow on it a little bit, fill it off, and then we'll turn it upside down. Here's the worm filling that.
Only 43 to go.
See, that lawnmower will be stronger.
Yeah, mess with this thing.
It'll come out fatter and stronger. Day one. These squares are the size, you can put them side by side, and it's the right distance between them.
Like Scrabble pieces.
I was saying. Now I know what to do with that Scrabble game because I can't figure out how to play it.
Next time I see one of those at yard sale,
There you go.
grab all the time.
Oh man, our Monopoly game, we got stacks of cash. Because I keep buying them for $1 and I add the money to it. We don't follow the rules. Now that
When you run into that midrib, it gets tough.
I'm gonna tell y'all, Vicky and them, the darker the wax, the tougher it is. When I cut wax out of a wall and I try to frame it, I use a pair of scissors to cut it to make it fit the frame. Because using a knife and stuff, it's just too messy. Or I lay it on the board with a pizza cutter and cut it out to fit in the frame. But it's tough. The lighter the color, the softer it is. But the darker it is, it's tough.
Danny got a good point. The best cone is last year's cone.
Yeah.
This year that you've done up the foundation is real tender. You know, it'll crumble up.
Yep.
Last year's cone, doesn't matter whether it's honey or brew, but it's tough.
Material. I got strips of that in there pre-cut. If I've got blank.
I wonder if pizza cutter would work on the comb on these, on the new comb. If that would be as clean as a fillet knife or whatever you all use.
Oh.
You know, if you're cutting
uncap it?
like on a, say a foundationless medium, if you cut out the comb on a board or cookie sheet or whatever, then I wonder if using to cut it in pieces a pizza cutter, or would it mash it too much?
No,
It wouldn't be
I mean,
really
that
any
pizza
different
cutter.
than a knife,
No,
would it?
I like the pizza cutter.
I'm
I use it to cut all my foundation. I found one at a garage sale the other day. It's a pizza cutter. It has 2 blades, about that full
I've
out.
never seen one with 2 blades.
She said it was cutting noodles, big noodles or something like that.
Yeah, that makes
Well, it's mine. It's mine now.
Yeah, fettuccine.
Old ravioli cutters are that way. You can have 4 heads on them to do 1-inch strips. And
How hot's that wax, David? Just hot enough?
Just that hot.
Is it? No, I'm good. All right, somebody needs to hold camera. I gotta get on video every once in a while. Good.
Close it up. I'll go out. All good. I wouldn't go.
Our fearless leader.
I'm not even gonna really worry about it.
The first step.
Step 1, I almost get step 1.
And they'll feed them. All them bees.
It's a little hard not to.
They're feeding them. not dead, you ain't wasted in mine.
Why do we have to get a brand new burner to get that too?
You got several in the bottom.
Yeah, he-
No, they can't get
Dollar
out.
General, man.
No, they
They're
can't
handy.
get out and lay eggs or do anything else. But
Let's
you
bring it
get
back
out
up.
my when you're ready, pull out a couple frames, pull that
Get
out.
started.
Say, oh, I want it in that high. You said it's in that high, leave it for 2 days. Take it out,
Good Danny,
open
good.
it up, get it back in
Go,
there.
lay it in one. Now go all the feet in your crash.
Them little things there, really use you.
That's what they.
How do you?
That thing
That's
amazes
pretty
me.
amazing, yeah.
Open
You
it up,
know,
lay
you
it
have
in the
to
bottom.
try
You
it
got
to
green
tear
bottom.
up the center.
Yep.
They're pushing it back down the road, right?
Oh,
There you
So you
go.
got 2 inches, almost 2 and
I want
8
45. It'll be here for a while.
Now,
they say queen.
I would.
What about them you used to use? Point, point, point.
the wooden cages, you just do it the
Same
same way. You
way,
put it on
just
the bottom, or you
have it
just
up.
take it. Some people even take a stick to the side of one of their frames.
Well, I'm wondering about blowing on that like that, because it'll dry out that larvae a little bit. I
Gap on
wonder
the
if
side.
blow right on it.
I'll probably do it.
Blow on the side.
Take it, it'll come
We
off.
take ours, we do 2
All right.
on that
But
side.
every last one of them.
We got 13 houses on both work.
I guess you could even punch it was bigger, but
When
it
you take,
isn't.
when we
Oh,
make
you
it,
get more.
Yeah.
put it on our table, fill that in right
Did you
there.
get me? Did you get me?
I got some part of you somewhere. I don't know.
Hey, that thing fish out
We don't
real
want it to
big.
get out, we'll put
So,
it
gooseberry? I have no idea. This is my first year.
They're gonna feed it through the spring.
Planted a couple
What I've been told, like where probably these come from, when that plant comes up, if you lay a brick on it, it'll re-root. And it comes up with another brick on it, or a piece of firewood, rotting, something rotten would be nice. Put it on there to help it hold moisture. Help its keep.
That's why it's important to report the back of it, right?
Took you 10 days to do it, 30 minutes to do it. It's gonna take longer. But when you get ready to introduce
I'm glad you got them, because I was out running. I was coming down the road. I think I saw y'all.
I was just curious, how long does it take for you to start checking these? Will these
Yeah,
start coming
I
out?
drove right past y'all there.
When will these start coming out?
Look at that.
That's a bad spot.
Start watching.
Yeah, you gotta watch them, because you open up the man doors, the work behind stuff, try and go set it all up, and you sleep.
He hopped in the car, he's already, okay,
Yeah.
let's go for a ride.
Let's interrupt this just a second. He has a real good question. When will these things come out? Now, if you get into raising queens, you discover, I gotta do this, I gotta wait so many days, and then I gotta do that, and then I gotta do something. And I promise you'll go cross-eyed on the calendar trying to figure it out. The only caliber raising queens that I've ever found was in Hungary, and it was on the circle, and I never could really figure it out. I have designed a queen calculator. Here we have the months on the top and the bottom. Let's see. I have to read. We have April and May. Then we have May and June. The reason we got those of them is because the queen time goes from past from one month to another. Now over here, I have every single step listed. Everything we're going to do. I also have reference pages. See, now what we're going to do, you can go back and look, oh, okay, that's how we do that. Now, we cut this little thing out. I just stuck it over here. This is for June. So you cut that out and you lay it on top of this. Wherever you start, wherever you want the virgin, however you want it, just put it on there. Then it will show you the date of June that you have to do each step. And that causes a lot of headaches. Then I take my handy dandy Rexall calendar, take those numbers, and I've got my calendar just exactly what day to do what. So I was right proud of that calendar. Alright, who's next?
Shannon's got it behind you. Look at that spoon.
It tastes like honey.
Each of two, Jim.
Keep two, huh?
Squeeze in there till you're ready.
Now, no, Michael is pouring the comb on the top. You're doing this by yourself. I make a little board and hilt and put my hand up there.
Got a fly problem.
Because all the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, put down gallon cans of that blue crystal stuff and kills them. We're sleeping on piles of them every day. Wait till Colby figures that out.
On a day like today, how long do you have to get your queen frame back in the hive?
Sorry.
On a day like today, how long do you have to get the queen frame back in the hive?
So he raised numbers this way. On the first try, don't try with it 5 cells. They don't really need to be out of the hive for like 15 minutes.
So have your wax melted before you start it?
Yeah. I have it all ready. Come in,
Yeah.
do 5, stick them back in the hive.
There's no diaper changes in the middle of this stuff. You gotta get it
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
No Facebooking.
Yeah, no
Put your
face.
camera down and go.
Now,
We're just practicing punching. You don't have to find the right one. Just punch a hole.
tomorrow night, we're going to learn what all we have to do before we do this.
Yeah.
Because when you take this and put it back in the hive, you've got to have the conditions and the resources, which is a lot.
Because I know Sylvia's gonna have Sylvia's queen shacks pretty soon. It'll all be painted up all pretty. Sylvia's hot queens.
Bates Motel having little dead ladies in all the rooms.
Sylvia's chicken out. Oh, Lordy.
Pick out yourself when you pick up your food. Yeah.
Did you find any berries to pick yesterday?
Yeah. Like I say, today it doesn't matter
No.
just for sale.
No, I didn't see any berries. I saw, today I saw one red berry on my plants. So they're just starting to turn.
Yep.
They're still green. But I see people picking berries too. They must have a different breed
Yep.
or different soil. But no, we went in, loved the road.
It still needs some work, but
Oh man, it was a lot better.
Plus this way.
We went in, parked in front of the trailer.
then you start thinking, I wonder how many pictures I've been
Yeah.
taking before I got
I
there.
made sure I wasn't peeing right at the camera. And I looked at the tomatoes. I was like, what's with them sticks? I said, that's tomatoes. They're there. There's a little bit of grass around them, but they're there and they're doing just fine. And then I walked over and saw your tilled area. And I just kind of looked at your plants.
The one that just come out of was in a new queen.
And we got done and
I don't know
headed out.
which one you take it out of.
Number 2.
All you gotta worry about is not disturbing her.
I don't know.
We're between
Who
two.
else
isn't it?
don't?
How long ago?
Come on, Betty, get up there.
You're the ones who did it.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at our notes. I've got all my notes on my hives, but these training hives.
She's laid all spotty.
Yeah. The one beside her was too, and we pinched her off and put a new one in there. New cell. Just try to. Huh?
You ever make some?
Yeah. Yep.
Pick up a couple of them and
Yep.
put alcohol.
Which one is the perfect one right there?
Oh yeah, I don't waste dead queens.
There's a perfect one right here. Wow.
You'd be surprised how many people do that.
Oh yeah. I saw a guy doing queen raising the other day. He went to a hive to make it his nurse hive to put his sticks in, and he went there and goes, "Up, there's the queen." And I'm like,
Yeah. It's got to be queen.
that was a good queen hive. He was just deciding to make a nurse hive out of it. And he's going to let it sit for 4 days. Then he went in there and knocked any queen cells out, and then he did his cells. And I was like, to me, he was just wasting money. So
Okay, Jay.
I did one.
Honey on one.
Money, I know. Money.
Better.
But as we circled around the trailer house and started heading back out past the tractor,
How you gonna lie?
heading down that little straightaway there,
I'm a Missouri.
a deer jumped up out of that area there. She must have been laying there the whole time. Yeah, I figured it was raspberries.
There's one bedding in there.
Yeah, must have been her.
I've gone back in there a couple of times to pick raspberries. And she's like, no, baby, get up. Come on, I'm cool.
Yeah,
Gotta go.
yeah. Yeah, I could see on your plants where they've been eating the leaves. Just at the end of the rows mainly though. But I thought there was tips in between the rows. Did you just till them? That's what I'm getting ready to do with mine.
He dug between the rows last year.
So you put about 15 on a stick?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
In the early part of the year, it was cool. So we want to do this in a room where we can kind of boil the water and a little heater on it. You want it warm, you ready. We've got our nursery hive ready. I'll tell you again tomorrow night, though, before you go down. We have a way of getting live nursery from one state, we call it. And then we give them one frame or just a frame. So they're going to start making nursery. I mean, winter. But they may not pay very many, and they may not be that well fed, because they're set and that's where they came from to feed. The younger larvae so much more energetic, but they're not all organized, full force, and they have not eaten enough pollen. After more pollen in the nursery, they have to have protein to produce more energetic. So we let them set 24, 36 hours. And they'll generally start a cell or two. Now they're ready. And that thing, brush your most bees off. Give it upside down, because that's the way they went and sit on the bird. You know, these are trained for pollen, they're ready. We got to make some queens. 15, you probably get 12 or 14 sales. A lot of times they'll slip the ones on the end. We got a lot of those species the right age. You'll get 15 out of 15. But like I say, this is for people that have raised quite a few queens. Michael and I'll do that this fall. We make we requeen our own hives for one thing. But we start with a lot of free-range newts. It's that thing. And I was telling Michael earlier, we've got a recipe for a fortified sugar syrup. You see on top of the hive. You don't have to put and by next spring you probably got again frame. In fact, we did one on my spring. We had to add to them regular. Now, these come in, they'll make 2 or 20 cells and cap it off. It's on the counter. It's 10 days after you do this. It takes from an egg to a virgin queen 15 and a half to 16 days. Our part of the world. Now, if you're a little late, one of these will emerge. But she don't want any competition. She'll go around, chew a hole in the cell and sting every one of these little. Or several of them hatch at one time and they'll try to fight. So we want to do this early enough that they don't emerge in our nursery box. Now, as Michael was saying earlier, the reason to use those wood chips, I don't want to cut that cell off. Mating nuke.
Huh. I was thinking you were going to rest it on top.
So you want to take those back to the hive?
Yeah, I was thinking you were going to set that on top for some reason. You ever done that, or?
No, I haven't. You probably could.
What you
A
do?
little bit bigger stick.
I'd be afraid the cell would get damaged.
Oh yeah.
It may not. But if I stick it in between.
9 frame like I do.
Oh, 9 frame. That's right. Yeah.
More room.
Right. Yeah. All right, go take your frame back.
Yeah, no kidding. Buy one more frame. Fill up your box.
Put your frames back in there.
All right.
So they'll get
You got that?
Yeah, I'll do it. I need to put
Really?
I need to put boxes on supers on mine anyway.
Good. It's all the way at the bottom. Those supers are heavy.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, third one down.
Oh, great.
Just pass that around.
What'd you say?
I'll suit up if you want me
And let
to.
everybody look.
Hey, you want to do one of these easy suits? Take that suit right there.
You need
I can try it.
their
Right,
pit.
suit right there, it's mine.
They're mad.
They're extra mad.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Do you not have any pants?
Yeah, I got pants and everything. I got a jacket out there too.
All right.
I'll try it on. I'll try it out on West Map High.
Yeah.
Let me get a
They're pretty aggravated. So, Mike, if you were going to do, let's just say I'm going to do 15, my first shot. Would you put like 7 on a stick and 7 on a stick and get it away from the wall a little bit? Okay.
The most center you can do, the better.
Okay.
Like he said, if you put 14 on here or 15 on here, the chances of the 2 outer ones very slim that they're going to do it. Unless you've got a box that's really extremely crowded. If it's crowded, the more bees in there, the better.
Yeah.
Now, unless it's just really crowded, them 2 outer ends, 95% of the time they're not going to take care of it.
So your nurse,
you're only going to have 13 or 14.
your nurse boxes that you do this in, they're just 5-frame nukes?
I've been doing mine in 410 frame boxes.
Really? Do you now?
He prefers and likes 5-frame boxes. But what we have started this year is petitioning off a 10-frame and doing 3 4-frames.
Yeah. Yep.
And we do an entrance on this side and an entrance on this side. You know, the full entrance, you just put your piece in the middle. Then you just put a hole in the back. This one comes out that way, that one goes out that way, and that one goes that way.
So
then it all comes out is, when you split them, that automatically turns into a mating wheel.
Yep.
So you do it all in one box, and you don't have to worry about trying to move it. Different box, different box, different box. Well, as it's set up, you pull one out when they get to the same point, you have 3. You carry all the rest of it, do what you want to. Now you've got in that same box a mating wheel.
Is your walls in between them queen excluders or the solid plywood or wood?
We use the little plastic that we use for the beetle trays.
Yeah.
Real thin plastic.
Yeah.
We take the grooves in front and back of the box, on the bottom. We take a 1x1 stick, put on the bottom.
It's sitting right in back of the van though.
We put a wood stick, 1x1 on the bottom.
Yeah.
3 and 3. That's got a groove in it. You set that in there. That slide will go in the front and back on either side. And now you've got it petitioned off. They can't go over, they can't go under. Can't go around the front side.
Now the one guy I saw doing it, he had his cell starter with a screen top, screen bottom, and he put it in the shade because he had that thing so crammed full of nurse bees, he was afraid it's gonna get too hot.
They will.
Do you screen top, screen bottom, or do you just run
I always use screen tops. All through the winter, I kept screen tops, screen bottoms on mine.
Yeah.
Now when it started getting warm, where everybody keeps their trays and stuff down there, everybody's religious on trays. I pull my trays out and I leave them out for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I put my tray back in there, I fill it up with fluid, let it sit for 3 or 4 days. Beetles are not going to reproduce enough in 3 or 4 days. It won't hurt to pull that tray out, let it vent to the top and the bottom. 3 or 4 days, they'll get the temperature down. The bees, if you've got more than about 6,000 bees in a 10 frame, bees can keep it at a certain temperature anywhere from 72 to 96 hours. If they can get it down to 62, 63 degrees, they can keep it there for almost 4 days. And then the heat's going to start heating through the box, radiation, stuff like that. It's going to start heating back up. So when you put your bottom tray back in, 4 or 5 days, the box is heated back up. You pull it out and leave it out a day or 2, it's going to cool down through the bottom. So you got a double vent through the top and the bottom.
And when you first put the starter in there, are you feeding that hive?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just sugar water or?
We can do fortified.
There you go.
He's got 4 or 5 things that we put in. I ain't gonna tell you all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Because I'd be telling you wrong.
A little whiskey, a little this, a little that, a little mash. All right. Yeah, because the ones I've seen, they put sponges in the bottom full of water, you know, to help out with water because of cooling. And I mean, that first day or 2 seems to be the biggest, most important time for them to start.
That's when they're putting all their raw jelly in there.
Yeah.
If you do it with fortified, as he's going to explain it to you probably when he comes back, all the proteins and the lactic, believe it or not, it has lactic acid and stuff in it. It helps build growth hormones and stuff in that queen, but it just makes her so much stronger. If you've ever seen it, if you've ever had one swarm or done queens before, you see some of them come out as big as your finger, and then the next couple come out be real little.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't get the same energy, the same nutrients, proteins, and all that the first one got. They fed her
Yeah.
strongly, and then just whatever they had left, they managed with the rest of it. Now, if you do it with the fortified, that he explained to you, every single one of them gonna get the same thing, because all of them, Nurse's Bees is gonna take care of all of them equally, because they can produce it, you know, and then not have to worry about, I get a little bit of pollen. Well, okay, today I don't feel like going all the way 3 frames over to get pollen. If you do it fortified, everything is, as they eat it, it automatically goes into their system, so they don't have to go 2 frames over to get honey, and then 2 frames over to get their pollen. Everything, when they chew and eat it up, it already stores it in their body, and then they just start feeding. And they'll come out a lot stronger and more mature. Healthier.
Yeah, the guys I see do grafting, especially their first time, they do a stick like that and they come out with 2. You know, out of 40.
Then say on average about 40 grafting. Then unless you're doing it and you've done it several times, your rating is only like 16%. Now as you get older, you get better at it, do it more. Well, not older, but you get to where you can do it more, and you can get to where you keep the royal jelly with it.
Yeah.
It's just difficult. I can do it. Do I like it? No. Every
Yeah.
time he says let's do spring rearing, go get my kit. We got boxes in there that we built, starter kit, and that's how I do it. I turn them upside down and say, come on. I do 15, 20 at a time in 15 minutes.
So I guess you have a room where you go
We do it
pull,
all in his shop. He
go
got
pull
a
the
shop
frame and go do
about as
it.
big as this area right here.
Yeah.
And we got a table set up on the back. It's got a burner. It's got a big sink, light. When we walk in, we set the main frame up. We made us a little angle backboard. We set that in there. When you get ready, everything's set out. You go out there, you get your frame out, set it in, heat your tool up, and you push it. It just punches right through. Punch it through. You just let it slide down. We got 15 to 20 of them. We let them all slide. We just set them down. When we get 15 to 20, we'll set that over out of the way. He'll go put that back in there most of the time. Then I'll start taking them one at a time and I'll start gluing. Pull them out and I'll glue it. By the time he go put that one in there, which is 50, 60 foot, probably from here to the other end of that wood, by the time he can get back in here, I've got them glued, so all right, let's go put it in the box. All right, let's go. So it's ready to go. And then out of 15, I've got 15 out of 12.
Yeah.
And I usually get 13 or 14 out of everything.
Do you try to just do 15, not 45?
We've got, now we've got 15. We only had 12 or 13 hives between both of them.
Oh yeah.
We requeen them. We were doing it once a year, and now we're doing it every 6 months.
Yeah.
With all the chemicals and stuff where we're at, all the airplanes flying and soybean fields, chemicals, queen is just not withstanding. You know, used to you get 3 or 4 years out of queen.
Yeah.
Now if you get a year, year and a half out of queen, you've got a pretty good hive, a pretty good successful queen. Down there, that's not very likely. You get a year out of queen, and either they've killed her or they superseded her. This
Yeah.
is the way we do it.
I didn't realize that commercial guys, boy, they say they're changing queens monthly almost, it seems like it. Just keeping a young, fresh queen
you
in
can do
there.
it like this here, 14 or 15, well now
Yeah.
you got them. You just put them in there.
Yeah.
If you get to where you don't, you know, you have 2 or 3 that you don't want, I'm showing them, you put them in that cage,
Yeah.
and you keep them in the cage, you know, a while. As long as you feed them in that
Y'all
cage.
get bored, Michael get up on the table and sign and talk.
Yeah, he's getting he's getting it. So that is a question I have. I have had a queen before in a cage, long tube. I mean, as tall as a frame that I made myself, and it's brood handle cage, but it is just wooden stick on both ends. And I made sure I had 10 workers in there with her, and put her on the bar. And I'd go by and drop some honey, drop some water in there, not getting her wet, mainly pouring it on the end where the wood sticks are at, and having it on the bar where she could get to the puddle of water. And it just seems like 2 days later, boy, workers start dying quickly, and she's going downhill rapidly. How do you, let's say we kick out 15, of course it pours down rain for 3 days, you don't have time to go put them in a hive. How would you keep them individually alive?
What I have done is I took a plastic queen excluder, and I took a frame, and I had them you know, I had started out with wax foundation, and I let them draw that out. Well, before I started doing my queens, I had that already done, and I scraped one side of it off, one complete side. Just take a pin, punch a hole through it to where she could get through. I take a queen excluder, I cut it in half, put half of it over here, half of it over here, where it's completely enclosed. I put me a bar right about here, where it would slide like a trap door.
Yeah.
Put me another piece down here that it was even. Of course, on mine at home, I made it so it automatically got that in it. That queen excluder lets them go in and feed her.
Yeah.
But she can't come out. So you just open it up, drop her in there, you put your little handful of bees in there with her, close her up, she's in there. She can't go nowhere. Now she start laying in all them cells. Of course, you got the back closed off so she can't get out of that frame. You know she's gonna be in there. Now other bees can start going in there and feeding her, and they'll rotate out. If you put 10 bees in there,
10 queens.
10 nurse bees.
Okay.
Put 10 nurse bees in there, they're only gonna eat for 4 days. It don't matter if you've got 100,000 bees in there. Them workers can only eat and feed for 4 days. They're gonna have to come out. So if you make it like that, they can come out and new workers can go in, they'll rotate out. See, after 8 to 10 days, a nurse turns into a worker.
Yep, graduates.
And then they graduate step until they get old and they die.
So are you saying you might have 4 queens in that frame?
10 of these in a box.
1 queen per frame, or you had 4?
One queen per box.
Okay.
1 queen per frame.
Okay.
And I've had 4 or 5 boxes deep, and I have 1 in each, 1 or 2 in each.
Just holding them until you sell them, or?
Bees there, all that is makeshift until I can get somewhere to put them.
Yep.
And what we done is, we took sold a bunch of these. You can sell that right there for $75. Because you already got a queen in there.
Yeah.
She's already at the place where, you know, she's healthy and fat.
She's laying.
They say she's starting to lay. She's laying. Now, they've got a frame. They've got honey and pollen and stuff, because the workers are also going to go in there, and they're going to fill it up where she's got something to eat. There's going to be honey around the edges for the workers to eat. You sold a ready kit minus few bees. And you sell it $75 every day. And it don't take long. If you've done 15 queen cells and you only need your 5, well, that's $75 times 5 more, or 10 more. That's $750, and it took you 18 days to do it.
Yep.
I don't know anybody gonna turn down $750 in 15, 18 days.
You said she starts laying.
Just sounds like that easy.
That's what that lady bought.
Another job for
She
you.
started out in lady.
That's all I need. Yeah, I like the Queen Castle thing. I haven't built many yet, but where he's talking about getting a 10 frame box and putting a divider, and having like 4, you know,
3 and 3.
3.
Take up 2 frames.
Yeah. And putting a hole in the front, a hole in the back, a hole in the front, or out the side, however you want them to go.
What you're gonna do is just say this is the front of your box. You already got a gap, a 1-inch gap across the bottom, it's wide open. You know, that's the whole entrance. That would be your whole entrance, right?
Yeah.
You just take 1 stick. Just say you're only gonna cut a piece of that off.
Yeah. Doesn't take much.
Well, now you've got that. This is still open. So now you got an entrance here, an entrance here. All you got to do is drill 1 small hole in the back of your box.
Yep.
And now you've got 3 sections.
Do you have
a wall here and a wall here.
Do you have 3 separate lids on there? You just have 1 big lid? Yep. Everybody does it a little bit different, but yeah. Yeah.
Now, the boxes that he started with now, we do 3 individual lids. Mine, 1 lid.
Yeah. Yeah, the one I saw, it was
Chances of her coming out and coming over is fine. But what I do is, if I'm going to the first one, I just take my lid off, turn it upside down, turn it like that. Now I've only got this one open, these 2 are still closed. When you're ready to go to the next one, I just slide it over. I got these 2 open, slide it over. They're not going to come out that quick. Of course, you're going to be paying attention too, but you don't want that to happen. But you just pull them out, look, check it.
Yeah. All right.
After your 18-day time period, she done went out and made it and come back. In another 4 days, 24 days, they say she's completely mature and she should be laying enough eggs and she can go in 10 frame boxes and be substantial. Carry the whole colony.
I like it.
It works.
Make it happen. So I need 15 tools, is that what you're saying?
When you got access to them, it just works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just do it.
Yep.
You pull them out, just lay them down. Pull them out, lay them down. For me, I've got access to them. I make them right there in the shop.
Yep.
When I make them, they slide down. What you do, they slide down. Of course, they don't have to go but 6 inches.
Yep.
When we build it, I'm sitting down just like that. So when I push it through, I let it go sideways. There ain't damage nothing because it's up here on the ground.
24 days from what?
From the time she emerges. From the day she emerges, 24 days, she is considered completely mature and she can carry her own hive, her own colony.
Yep. 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 But you better have you 15 nukes
Where it
ready,
shows,
and that's 150 frames ready,
where it shows
and some
from
drawn
time
out
she
comb
emerges
would be
to time she's
nice.
completely mature.
Well, you know, you can step till midnight if you
So this is all nice. Oh, let's raise me some queens. Yeah, then what are you gonna do with it? One guy, I was listening to his story. He popped all his off his frame, running a little late, put him in a little Tupperware container. Him and his wife going down the road. They get to the bee yard. He opens up that Tupperware container. Bees, queen bees come flying out. They were hatching as they were going down the road. He said we had pill bottles and little match things, and we were trying to catch all these queens and put them
Yeah.
because it was crazy.
It shows here,
Swarm
she's going
cells like that,
to
and I
merge
put
on
them
day
in a
26.
little mason
In
jar.
12 days
There's no
from
place
then,
hatching out in there in the
10 days she was making.
dining room. I said,
And that's
whoa, what we
12
gonna
to
do all
14 days
day?
she's going to start laying. But just when she starts laying don't mean she's mature.
Yeah,
She's
I hear people
Yeah.
breaking
Then
those
you're
swarm
gonna have
things off,
another 12
chunking them. I'm
days,
like,
so it's gonna go
you know, you
52,
could
maybe 24 days.
just a nuke, put it off to the
She's
side,
completely mature enough
just
to
to
have
raise
her
you
own
another
eggs.
one, even if you don't
Start her
use
own
it.
colony.
You could try it. So
And this is like start
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Just take this, and that's gonna, you'll cut it out. When you cut it out, you'll take 15, you just pull it over.
That's what I'd like to see.
So you start on the first, so your fifth and your sixth.
yeah, I
round,
agree.
you start in the colony.
We went up to the Tulsa Club and they did the powdered sugar one and then got the bees, same bees, and did the alcohol test. Yeah, not any comparative.
Usually mother on the book.